What's up guys, Weldon Customs here, and today we have a big review. It is the Transformers Generations line Combiner Wars Leader Class Megatron. Looks pretty cool. Nice big box. Has some cool artwork over here and also on the side right there. In the back we have a nice bio of him. We know who he is though. Robot mode, tank mode, 15 steps, transformation. Pretty cool. Let's open him up. Alright guys, so here is Megatron out of the box, and man, first impression, I like this figure a lot. He's pretty cool. No masterpiece figure, but still it's pretty nice. I know some criticism is that the lack of ratchet joint movement, you know, it's pretty annoying, the clicking, and also in the legs as well. But you can get around that, especially if you know how to pose a figure. But first impression, I want to say I am very impressed by it. Like I said, no masterpiece figure, but dang, this thing is really impressive, pretty cool. But first what we're going to do is we're going to transform into robot mode, into his tank mode, look at that, and go back into robot mode because it's pretty easy and pretty fast. So you know how much I hate doing this, but we got to do it anyway, so let's get to it. Alright, getting to the transformation, first thing you want to do is take his pistol. You can break it up in two pieces, put it to the side for now, and what I like to do is just straighten them up just a little bit. It makes it a lot easier. Like so, even the arms as well. And then you want to bring down the arms like that on both sides. Make sure the arms are straight as well, and bring the cannon to the front of his arm like that. Next you want to do is flip the head around, makes it easier. Bring up the chest piece all the way up, like so, like that. And then this part right here, you bring it down, and make sure it clears through the legs like that. Next you want to bring in the arms, and there's two tabs on the cannon, one here, one here. Make sure it goes into the corresponding slots. Pretty self-explanatory. Make sure it clicks in. Let's see what I'm doing. There you go. Alright. Next you want to do is go to the front of the tank, and there you want to bring the tracks. Bring them up and bring forward. Out and forward, and there's two tabs on each side that go in there. Like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just gotta find the right latches. There we go. There you go. Like that. Next you want to do, go back to the bottom, and you kind of want to unhinge the legs like that. Don't worry, not breaking it, just sounds like you are. Like that. The feet, bring up like that, both sides. And you kind of want to find, this little trick right here, but you want to find this peg goes to over here, and then there's an upper peg that kind of goes right over there. So you really have to maneuver it yourself. It's probably the hardest, trickiest part of the whole transformation. So it's not as easy to do it on camera, so forgive me. There you go. Oh, there you go. And just make sure the legs over here are kind of straightened out. And this part right here, what you have to do is like you have to maneuver it so that the long skinny pieces go between those little nudges, which is kind of weird. Just do your best. It's like that. Okay, now the tank is pretty much done. Next thing you want to do is take the pieces from the gun, put it in the little slots, like so. Make sure the gun doesn't fall apart. Make sure it's tabbed in. Bring this out, and there you go. Alright, so right now we are in tank mode, and I just love how this looks. You know, I grew up with the G2 Transformers, especially the green camo tank back in the day, so this is a nice walk down memory lane for me at least. This is pretty cool. It actually turns the turret over there on top. The cannon actually comes out, which is pretty nice as well. There is a missile in here, so this red part, you actually press it, shoots out, which is pretty nice. Going into more details going in. It looks really nice. I love the silver. I love all the details, the panels and stuff like that. The pistol that Megatron had breaks off into two pieces, so you have a little turret, a machine gun here, and maybe I guess you could call it a missile launcher. Everything looks really nice and detailed. What's cool also in the bottom of here, the treads are all rubber and they actually do move. So it's a pretty nice touch right there. Pretty cool. And everything, like I said, it's really nice. Nice walk down memory lane for myself. For myself, I do prefer the tank mode as opposed to the handgun mode. You know, it's pretty cool. Obviously, it's more G1-like. But this makes more sense to me because when you transform, he's that big and stuff like that. You know, just being more realistic, I guess. But that's just me. I do like the tank. Size comparison, here is Megatron with the Voyager class Optimus Prime right here. You know what? It does look pretty good in size. You know, tanks could be really big. You know, especially today. There's huge ass tanks, and this is a truck. You know, a guy is probably like this big. He might be that big going into a tank that fits about 3 or 4 people in there. So I like the size, and this gets into the size comparison when they transform, because a lot of people aren't happy about, you know, we have a Voyager Optimus Prime and a Leader Class Megatron, but I do like the size comparison, but we'll get into more of that later. But just coming off looking at them as vehicles, I do like the size comparison right here. So let's get into the robot mode and transform him. Alright, transforming this guy back, it's going to take off these little guns, like so, and we're going to free ball it like the last time. Pretty simple,
bring this in a little bit. And what I like to do is just start from the backwards, basically, so we can take off the back legs like that on both sides. And remember this part right here. Try to get a focus. There you go. And then we're going to go back to the front and clip that, unclip that, and just bring them up, bring them down like that, just a little bit like that. And then after that, we're going to go to the back and unhook this part. Like I said, this is pretty simple, like that. Alright, so we're going to bring this up a little bit. And then we're going to bring the head down, clip this in, switch the head, clip this in. That one's two. There you go. Bring the legs, snap it in. Bring the legs, snap it in. Almost there. Readjust the camera. And go back, bring these in. Like that. Pretty much you're almost done. Over here. Bring this up. Bring this up. And other than that, you're pretty much done. Bring on the feet. There you go. Boom.
Alright, now we have all the transformation stuff out of the way. We can finally enjoy and take a look at this figure up close. One thing I want to take a look at is the head sculpt and the body. It's really nice looking. Definitely a nice homage to the G1 looking Megatron, but obviously using the G2 tank. But they did a good job, obviously. You can see throughout the whole figure. It looks really nice. They definitely did a great job overall. Going down the whole thing. You wouldn't even know sometimes that this was a tank looking at it from far away, which is pretty good. And they definitely did a great job. You can see all the small details around the whole body, the panels and stuff like that. Obviously there's some tank aspects to it, but overall they did a great job of what they could do. Like I said before, this is not a masterpiece Megatron, but for 45 bucks, 50 bucks, this is a pretty good figure. Honestly, really is. Zooming out a little bit more, you can definitely see the rest of the figure. Take a look at the back. Some people might not like the backpack over here. I don't mind it. What you could do, actually, you can kind of separate it if you want, like that. Some people might do that. From the front view, it doesn't look that bad as well. And taking a look at the legs really quickly, they did a great job because in the original G1 Megatron, these are actually where the handles of her gun would be. They definitely disguised this really nicely, having the black over here, but these actually are where the tank treads are, so that's pretty cool as well. Now what you're supposed to do with the cannon actually is you're supposed to slide it around all the way, like this, because in the front here is where the missile would be if you would still use the missile right here, so you can shoot it out. But I don't really like how it's so pointy and tiny in the front. I do like how in the back over here is the actual cannon, so I think that looks a lot better, just in my opinion at least. So I keep it like that. I don't really care about the shooting missile action. But other than that, like I said, a lot of people don't like the figure because of the ratchet joints. Maybe we'll get into articulation first and I'll address that afterwards. For articulation, Megatron actually does not have a ball joint in the head, but it's on a hinge and a swivel that acts pretty much like a ball joint. So it goes up, goes down, left and right. So it's pretty nice articulation there. On these shoulder joints over here, there are ratchets. Not that bad actually, pretty good. They actually go in a little bit as well, like that. So it's kind of unique. Bicep swivel over here, one point at the elbow, and a swivel at the wrist over here. He does actually have a waist joint, but these things, the tractors in the back or threads are kind of in the way. So when you bring out the treads like that, then you could kind of move it a lot better. So your own preference how you want to set those up, obviously. Getting down to the hips, you have two little flaps right here, so if you want to get these legs out a little bit more, you can do that. But they don't go all the way forward because of this part right here, but it's still pretty decent. You have a thigh swivel right there, one point at the knee, which is a ratchet joint as well, and at the toe you do have a little ratchet as well of a hinge. So decent articulation. Like I said, a lot of people, just like the other Optimus Prime figure, might not like the ratchet joints, but you can kind of get around it. I mean, I feel like this whole review I've been doing, I've been getting him into some decent poses, and you just have to work around the ratchet joints, Don't let it really try to limit you. Just get into the right ways you can. Try to bend the knees a little bit more. Try to bring in the legs a little bit more. You just have to work your way around it. Like I said, even this doesn't look that bad. You just have to work the best you can do with it. Like I said, these arms actually move over here, kind of like a butterfly joint too, so you could work that way around it as well. People might not like the fact that it clicks this much, it clicks that much, nothing in between, just like the legs. But like I said before, with the Optimus Prime figure, you will work your way around it if you like it a lot. And especially if you do ACBA, you're gonna find different ways to pose a figure and get the best view of it. Like even like that. Honestly, does that look that bad? I don't think it really does. Even when I bring the legs in, you don't have to bring in both of them, just one straight, one out to the side. Another thing you want to do also, you just, the legs swivel, so straighten it up. Looks pretty good to me. Bring down the arm a little bit more like that, straighten it out. Looks fine. So like I said before, you just have to work your way around the ratchet joints. They aren't the best, but they're not that bad, honestly. A lot of people complain about it, and they really aren't that bad in my opinion. Now for accessories, he does come with some stuff. One thing right here is a nice card of Megatron. As you can see right there, looks pretty cool. I'll take a little back, nothing over there. He also does come with some stickers, which I'm not going to use, but you could use them if you want them. Pretty cool to have overall though. You have the Decepticons and Autobot logos. A little vent over there, some swivels. But I choose not to use them. Like I said before, he does come with a missile if you want to put it in the cannon. And also he does come with his little pistol. That actually combines into two pieces if you want to do that. Let me do it like that. Just like that. So it makes it extra long. Or you could just shorten it into two pieces and have them in both hands. But I've never really seen Megatron with a pistol. He has his cannon obviously right there. Size comparisons. Here is Megatron with the Voyager class Optimus Prime figure right here. And like I said before, I don't mind the size difference right here. When they were in vehicle mode, they actually look pretty good together with, him being a truck carrying 2 people only, him being a tank carrying 4 to 5 people obviously. When they transform, they're going to be the size they're supposed to be. Like I said before though, they are 2 different size classes. He's Voyager, he's Leader class. But like I said, coming from vehicle mode, transforming into what they're supposed to be in size, it kind of makes sense. But he's supposed to be a really big tank, But like I said before, it's all by preference. But I would rather have a smaller hero versus the big giant bad guy than having the hero being a lot bigger than the bad guy, because I know a lot of people would rather have them eye to eye, but a lot of times we do actually get the Optimus Prime figure being a lot bigger than Megatron. That kind of drives me crazy. So like I said before, all about preference. I don't mind this size, even though they're 2 different classes. It makes sense to me in my opinion, but just pointing it out there. They look pretty good in my opinion. So as you can see from this review, I actually don't mind this figure. I think it looks pretty cool. I know a lot of people, like I said before, don't really care for their ratchet joints or think it's a big flaw. But these people, you gotta learn how to pose your figures. If you stand them straight like this and let the ratchet joints really bother you and have them like that or have them like this, then you're definitely gonna hate them. Just understand the ratchet joints, use all the, articulation to your advantage. He does have nice hinge joints over here. He does have a butterfly joint over there. You just have to learn how to pose him, get the right angle. You can make him look, half decent. Pretty cool. So like I said before, definitely a pretty cool figure overall. Definitely has some flaws, but this is not a masterpiece Megatron. This is a $50 Megatron Leader class, and I think they did a great job on it. I think it looks really cool. Definitely is worth the money if you could find it. I know there's a Armada version that looks really ugly, but maybe you might like it. Maybe you might get that, but usually when I found this, there was like 8 Armadas, only 1 regular silver version of Megatron, and I pounced when I saw that. So definitely get it if you can. Definitely is going to be a great buy for your money. And overall, I think it is a great figure. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope my review was helpful. And that's about it, guys. So thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe. Do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go to wildandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, get a thumbs up. Peace.